Welcome to day 4. Today we're going to do call to action with delay. So it's called the CTA delay. This is when you've posted something, you've included that CTA that we went through yesterday, and now you have people reaching out to you. Because they're raising their hand, you have an opportunity to connect with them in a way that you don't when you're reaching out to them. So this is one of the key differences between outreach and attraction. When you're outreaching to someone else, when you're reaching out to them and you're saying, hey, are you open to taking a look at my service? You can't ask them as many questions. You have to ask the question, see the response, move them to the next step. But when you're creating content and someone is now reaching out to you, you have an opportunity actually to ask them some questions. It's actually, I think, such a beautiful moment that many people miss. It's a way for you to connect with them, but it's also a way for you to get all of the information or as much of the information as you can so that you can eventually convert them so that you can actually help them with their problem. All right, so what is a CTA delay? So a CTA delay is when you have someone reach out, you've put a call to action on your video or on your content, and they say, hey, I would like that. This is the next part. You're going to say to them, hey, I'm happy to send that to you when I get to my computer, or hey, I would love to do that with you. But let me ask you, what is your journey around this? So let me give you an example. Let's say you posted a video saying that you can help them reduce their debt. Okay. So they say, hey, they drop the word debt. You're like, hey, I would love to help you with that. I'm just wondering, what is your journey with that? Or how long have you been trying to pay off your debt? Or are you finding that, you're struggling with that more lately? Or, something to ask them a question, get them talking a little bit. Besides them just saying, hey, dropping the word debt, and then you sending them a booking link. That's a robot. Everyone wants to automate stuff right now, but especially when we're smaller, if we don't have videos with thousands and thousands of comments, this is your chance to get them to trust, and know you a little bit more. This is your chance to get to know them a little bit more. This is where you can connect with them. So take that opportunity to ask them a question. So let's say the person dropped the word debt. You say, hey, I would love to help you with your debt. Can I ask you, is it something that you've been struggling with for a long time? And then they're probably going to give you so much information like, oh my goodness, we've been trying so hard. And then my husband got laid off, and then I had a baby, and blah, 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 blah. And now this is your chance to edify them, to show empathy. You can say, oh my goodness, I know what it's like. I have 3 kids too. When I went on maternity leave, it really threw me off track. And so I really identify with you. This is your chance. You can ask deeper connection questions if you need to or want to. Oh my goodness, is this your first baby? Yeah, it's my first baby. Oh my goodness, wonderful. So you get to have a little conversation with them. I want to warn you, you don't need to go too far down into the weeds with this. You don't have to start being their best friend and solving all their problems and offering to bake them brownies. Okay. There is a balance between connection and just going on and on forever. Okay. They don't need to be your best friend, but you do have an opportunity to connect with them and to find out so much information. So let's say that person has said to me, oh yes, since I went on a maternity leave, it's just been really struggling, da, 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 da. I can ask them, what did you do for work before? Now I can suddenly, they've reached out to me for debt. I'm collecting clues so that I can maybe potentially see them as a business partner. Right? They're telling me, oh, it's my first baby. I used to be in HR. I don't know what I'm going to do for childcare. I'm really actually struggling with that. We're worried. How are we going to pay off this debt and me be able to, go back to work? I don't see how it's going to work. And you can say, hey, I don't know if this would be a fit for you, but that's why I got into this business is I do this from home with my kids and around my other stuff that I need to do. So let's talk about your debt. But maybe we could also at some point, explore what this might look like for you for a business. If I didn't ask those questions, if I didn't take that chance to connect, I wouldn't have those clues for me to actually help that person on a deeper level. Because we know that if I give them some tips to solve their debt, if they don't have money to actually do anything with it, to actually use the steps that I gave them, it doesn't really help them, does it? So I have an opportunity because they've raised their question, raised their hand to me. I now have an opportunity to ask those clarifying questions, to form a deeper connection with them, to get them to know, like, and trust me more. But actually, I get to learn how I can truly help them at a deeper level. Okay. So then based on their response, now you're going to move them to the next step. Okay. So let's go through that again. Is you've created a call to action on a piece of content. They've raised their hand and said, I would like that. You now pause and you're going to ask them some clarifying questions related to what they were asking about. Take that opportunity to connect with them on a deeper level, and then move them to the next step. Move them to an appointment with you. Or you could even say, hey, based on what you said, I think this would actually work better for you. So now you're really helping them. They feel so much more value than them raising your hand. You're saying, cool, here's a link to book an appointment with me. That doesn't feel the same as going through those couple questions with them. Again, you don't need to become their best friend. You don't have to go offer to clean their house and bake them brownies, but you do have an opportunity to connect with them and form relationship. So once you get into that meeting, they're already so much more ready to go with you than just a cold link that you sent out. Make sense? I would love to hear your feedback on that. So homework for today is what I actually want you to do is create a CTA resource. What do I mean? You can create a B-roll video like we did yesterday, or some sort of video, and you're going to actually offer a free resource. How are you going to get the resource? You can go on ChatGPT and you can find a resource. You can make a little video. I have a video from YouTube that I made a long, long time ago. It's about how to build up your credit score. So for me, my CTA might be something about debt or building credit. So my video could be, hey, this many more people in Canada are facing debt. Debt is at an all-time high in Canada. So many people are struggling with debt. So many people don't know how to get out of debt. I might say, drop debt to get my 5-step process to stay out of debt this Christmas. You could ChatGPT it, then make it your own, and then just save it as a little resource. You can make a little video of that and then send them your video when they ask for the resource. You could say, so many people make mistakes when we're young. We mess up our credit and we don't know how to fix it. I've created a video or a resource, a 10-step process to help you increase your credit score. And you can just ChatGPT it. When you ChatGPT it, make sure you're saying Canada so that we're getting specific results. Unless you're in the US, then you can just, make it specific to your country, because sometimes there's going to be little nuances that are different. But you don't have, the tool doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the most amazing thing. You don't have to write a novel. Just have a tool that you're offering to them to get them into a conversation so that you can send them the resource, but you can actually move them probably into an appointment, into a next step, into a deeper level solution with you. So that is your homework for today. I want you to create a piece of content that offers a resource, and then you're going to use the CTA delay when you get people comment on that. Now, you might not get anyone, but that's why we've been priming your Facebook, priming your algorithm a little bit. If you do get someone, I want to hear about it. I want to celebrate. If you don't, I want you to know that sometimes people comment on my videos that are from like a year ago. So all the seeds that you're planting today, even if you're not seeing immediate results, it is not a waste of your time. All of those things that you're building are things that you can pull on. That credit score video I did was one of the first videos I did. It was at the beginning of the pandemic. I went to a 4 Pillars class, which is when I was with my former company. That was our consumer proposal company. I went to the class. I made some notes. I did a disclosure at the beginning of the video. I said, hey, I went to this class. This is what I learned. So I didn't even make myself like I'm the credit score expert. I just said, hey, this is what I learned from the class. I'm just going to share it with you. Okay. And then I made a video of it. And I continue to use that video to this day. Whenever I see in Facebook posts, people saying, how do I increase my credit score? Whenever I have a client that I sit with and that's something they're struggling with, I'm like, hey, I have a tool. I'm going to send this to you. Okay. So these tools, these content pieces that you're making, they can create so much value for you for many years to come. So even if you're not seeing results right now, don't get discouraged. Right now, the most important part is that you are creating a daily activity with yourself, that you're showing up for your business, regardless of the result. Okay. So to recap, your homework is you're going to create a piece of content. It could be a B-roll video. It could be face to camera. Have a CTA in there offering a resource. And then when you get a response, if you get a response, use the CTA delay method, meaning they raise their hand, you ask them some more questions, and then you move them to the next step. All right. I would love to hear if you guys are finding value from this or not. Please comment in the comments after this video. I'd love to hear, are you even watching this video? I don't know. So if you don't comment, I don't know, but I hope you are. I hope it's providing value for you, and have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow for day 5.